The judge sentenced her to death by hanging. She was in her 60s. The British offered her one final chance: convert to Christianity and they'd spare her life. Nehanda looked at them. "I lived by my beliefs," she said. "I will die by them." April 27th, 1898. They led her to the gallows in Salisbury prison. The British officials gathered to watch. The rope was placed around her neck. The executioner asked if she had any last words. Nehanda looked out at the crowd, at the British soldiers, at the colonizers who thought they'd won. And she said, "My bones will rise again." Then they hanged her. The British buried her in an unmarked grave. They thought it was over. They were wrong. For decades, nothing happened. Zimbabwe remained under British control, renamed Rhodesia. The rebellion was crushed, the people subdued. But Nehanda's words, Tsarni, they didn't die. Mothers whispered them to their children. Teachers spoke them in secret. Revolutionaries carved them into their hearts. My bones will rise again. They were waiting for 80 years. They were waiting. 1960s, a new generation rose up. 1970s, guerrilla warfare erupted across Zimbabwe. The liberation fighters called themselves the Second Chimurenga. Nehanda's war, reborn. They carried her image into battle, spoke her name like a prayer. Nehanda is with us, they said. Her bones have risen. 1980. Zimbabwe won its independence. The British flag came down. The new nation rose, and they called it Zimbabwe. Free, independent, unconquered. Nehanda's prophecy had come true. Her bones had risen, not literally, but in the spirit of a nation that refused to die. Today, her face is everywhere in Zimbabwe. Statues, currency, schools. The woman they hanged became immortal. 4 words, 80 years, 1 revolution. Subscribe to Afro Lens for the history they won't teach you.